Hello legends, heroes, wonderful people of the world. My name is Omni Flash. Welcome to the Omni Flash channel. Today, I will be your guide to Perfect World Mobile. There has been a newly revamped Dusk Nightfall. Brand new dungeon. It is so fun. However, you do have to know some tips and tricks and some boss mechanics so that you can win. Also, 170k BR will not get you through Dusk Nightfall. Dusk Nightfall, you're going to have about 220 minimum, 220k minimum for your DPS. I'd recommend everyone to be 200 plus. 200 plus K, your DPS average, in my opinion, 230k DPS. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share this with all your friends so they know how to Dusk Dungeon. And also, be sure to comment below. Let me know what you think. If there's any tips or tricks that I missed, let me know. So you can look at the team that I have. My team right here, they're all like 200 tank. I'm a 250 healer. I have DPS ranging from 217 to like 278. Now, in this run, I had a problem. This whole run was an all Eden team, so it's all my entire team is made of my guild, and I tried to do that. And during this run, we had issues with the last guy. So the last DPS, his name's Chinese, and I will translate it for you. It actually says 臭臭猪. 臭臭猪 means stinky pig. So from now on, we're just gonna call him Stinky. Stinky was, I don't know, he's a good DPS, but he wasn't able to stay alive. So the average DPS that you need is 220k plus DPS, and your DPS has to be able to stay alive. We weren't able to clear the last boss, but this run is a good example. We would have cleared the last boss. The last boss was so almost dead. I'll show you. So even a failed run can show you how to do it. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. All right, so we're at the first boss. The first boss mechanics is pretty easy. You just have to move from one side to the other side, kill that trumpeter, and really you have to also be watching the boss. Okay, so the boss has this really strong attack where he does a cone shape attack, and that cone shape attack is it stuns you and does like, it also takes like, I don't know, 20k depending on what your BR is. It'll take more HP if you have lower BR. So watch out for that. Also, when he turns red, I think he does like twice as much damage. So when he turns red, he walks really slow though. So if he turns red and he starts walking towards you, just walk away from him. So you gotta keep an eye on the trumpeter, and then see, Logan has the boss facing the trumpeter. As the tank, you want to stay near the red carpet. What happens is that the healer will be able to heal the tank on the red carpet, closer to the red carpet. You want to sort of have the boss facing away from the team, because whenever he does that cone shape attack, the cone attack, you don't want the cone attack to hit more than one person. Even if you hit like 3 people, it's going to be very tough to revive and heal 3 people. So this is a wipe. I think it's just already starting. You notice that Stinky's DPS, I mean, Chou Chou Zhu, I mean, he's alright. I mean, he's got good DPS, but he keeps dying, and it becomes prevalent. It becomes pretty apparent when we wipe in this run, okay? he is the guy who charges straight in. Okay, he charges straight in, so you know something is wrong with this DPS. All right, so I'm not advocating that you don't take lower DPS. He has 240k, so he's not even the lowest DPS. Peter has like 217k, which is fine. You need to average about 220 plus, 230k, competent DPS. You can use 170k's DPS if you have some 290k, 300k to balance out the 170k BR. You just need to average out the BR to be something like 220, 230, 230k BR for the DPS, or you're just not going to be able to kill the bosses in time before they enrage, or as in the last boss, an army, his army of thugs comes in and kills you. All right, so we're gonna try again, and Stinky Pig has just told us that he isn't AFK. He just didn't have time to move out of the way. In my opinion, he didn't have time to turn auto off. So, I mean, he's just, I don't know, he's just a little slow or something. We said, okay, no problem. You're in our guild. We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And I recommend you do that. However, do know that if someone looks like they're AFK running this, because they keep dying, the reason they die isn't because I'm not healing them. It's just that this thing one hits you. So you look at the red boss, okay? When the boss turns red for a few seconds, you gotta run away from him. I mean, he doesn't run fast. He's a slow boss. He sort of just walks towards you. You can kite him. You don't have to just get away from him, and he won't be able to hit you. He turns back normal after a few seconds. All right, so this whole dungeon I'm putting on at like 2x speed. So you'll be doing the same dungeon, but not things aren't moving this fast. I'm just putting on 2x speed so that you can see the whole dungeon without having to wait, without spending 40 minutes watching this dungeon. All right, so he's red again. So the tank, whenever you see this happening, you just want to, the tank knows to pop your chi skills. Yeah, I mean, even if the red guy, even when he turns red, and he's starting to attack a DPS, use your chi burst. Use your chi burst, go invulnerable, and you can tank it a little bit. Alright, so what happened is we did have enough DPS to kill him. Alright, but he turned red and he never turned back. That means that he's enraged. So we did run out of time to kill that first boss. However, we had a very good tank who was able to tank him even though he was enraged. So you have to have a good tank as well. Alright, so I grabbed this guy, Johan. I think if you kill him, he makes the last boss easier. I'm not sure exactly how, but after you kill him, it leaves a phantom, and I believe that after you kill Johan, he makes the last boss easier. If anyone knows exactly how he makes the last boss easier, let me know, because it doesn't make sense that they put Johan there in that little corridor and he doesn't do anything. Alright, so this next boss is pretty simple. She is cool looking boss. I like how she has those wings. She has these mecha looking yin yang wings. Beautiful boss. Also has a cone shaped attack. You want to make sure you're out of cone shaped attack. Also, she has AoE. See that right there? Peter I guess was AFK for a second. But you know, Peter has some good DPS and he's active, so he wasn't the problem. So yeah, you have to stay away from those circles. She is definitely the easiest out of the three bosses, so you won't have any problems with her if you can beat the other two bosses. She is pretty simple. Just get out of her quicksand attacks. Get out of her quicksand attacks. Yes, this one's very straightforward. Stay out of red circle. Okay, so we got both of those bosses down, and we can walk in to the very last boss, and the last gate is open. Oddly enough, this door, even the door comes down. Sometimes, all right, see that? He just autoed straight into the mob. So you know, I think I don't know what's wrong with Stinky Pig. It's just he autos runs into stuff, and it's like, I don't know if he has bad Wi-Fi or something. All right, so what happens? Logan, our tank, is actually stuck outside that door. There's sort of like some invisible wall. Some of your members sometimes can't get in this last boss fight. However, once you clear the mobs, everyone gets teleported in. And this is the Twilight Boss. Twilight Boss is relatively simple. You have to stay in the center, and you have to dodge all the circles. You don't dodge all the circles, he will mana drain you. And it becomes hard to do enough DPS to heal and stuff if he mana drains you. Also, he will turn you into a mob that doesn't do anything for a few seconds. If sometimes his attacks will actually turn you into a monster. So you gotta stay. Alright, so you see right here, guy is not dodging those circles, and if you're not dodging those circles, you die. Alright, so he's a decent DPS. He has the Stinky has the BR. He does okay DPS, except you do 0 DPS. Alright, see that? That's the wall. He has a wall of monsters. Alright, so look. This Stinky just ran straight into the boss. Whenever we revive, we need to buff up, right? We don't run straight into the boss. So at the first boss, so this is what you gotta do. At the first boss with the 6 arms, figure out which one of your people, whether it's a DPS, healer, or tank, who is AFKing, who is running straight into the boss for no reason at all, because that one person will cause the failure of your Dusk Nightfall run. Alright, so that's a really good tip for this. We would have won this easily because the last boss was almost dead. Also, you see the walls of guys on the edges? Make sure you don't touch them. Don't go near them. You have to, as a tank, you have to keep this boss in the very center. You just can't move right and left too much. As time goes past, the guys just close in even more and more, and it gets harder to not touch them. But yeah, stay away from the guys on the right and left. Also, this boss randomly will choose a person to go into a dungeon. Look at that, he just runs straight into the boss again. Yeah, it's just Stinky Pig is just, he's AFK. I mean, he says he's not AFK, but he really is. Alright, so that's all we lost. But yeah, you can do this with about 230k BR. Alright, so you need to keep the boss in the center. Also, he randomly chooses a person to go into his Mirage Pool dungeon, and sometimes he usually chooses a DPS. So he keeps choosing, like, he chose Peter. Alright, he chose Stinky Pig this time. And if you watch Stinky Pig's doing a bad job in that dungeon. His health is going down. Oh yeah, you need to buy quite a lot of, I would recommend sliced fish or crabs. If you aren't using sliced fish and crabs, you're not doing DPS, you're not healing, you're not having enough chi in order to win this. Alright, so every time the Stinky Pig goes into that Mirage dungeon, that Mirage Pool dungeon, you have to kill, well, like 5 or 6 elementals to get out. He doesn't kill them. He has DPS, 243k DPS can clear that dungeon easy, but he doesn't. Alright, so somebody aggroed the side walls. You see that? See how if you aggro the side walls will kill you. So you got to stay in the center. Make sure you don't touch the walls. All right. So everyone is a little frustrated because Stinky Pig always runs into the boss, and he never ever clears that Mirage Pool dungeon. I had other DPS go in, and even Peter's 217k. He goes into that dungeon, and he killed the 5 or 6 elementals to get out, and he does it without any problems at 217k. And with being able to survive and coming out and continuing to DPS is essential for this boss, because the longer it takes you to kill this boss, the closer those goons on the side is going to get to you, and the harder it is to dodge those red circles, his red cone attacks. Alright, so yeah, you see this. So what you gotta do in order to win is judging by that first run, when you go attack that first boss with the Trumpeteers, make sure that everyone in there is not AFK. Or you're just not going to be able to win, because your DPS or whoever, your tank or healer who's AFK, is going to screw up this boss. This is not an AFK-able dungeon. It's a very fun dungeon. It's very fun. You just got to stay away from those circles, or you'll lose all your mana, or you'll turn into a monster and be useless for a while. And these walls are closing in. Okay, I mean this boss has almost no health, and you can see running backwards is not very good, because if you run backwards, if you don't run in a straight line backwards, well, we failed. We ran out of time. We failed. Just if you run out of time, you can't finish the last boss. Thanks for watching. I hope it helps you. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. This is Omni Flash out.